say we can't wait for November. It cannot come soon enough.
Amen.
And I hear you. I think the country is hearing us. I think it's only a matter of time before our representatives here in New Hampshire hear us. But I must say, there's a lot of work to be done on behalf of our state and behalf of our nation. And I want to talk for a couple of minutes just about who I am before I open it up to questions, but and explain a little bit about why I decided to make this decision to run for Congress. First of all, I have served for the last 4 years as mayor of Manchester. It was an honor. I have to say, most people said to me when I decided to run that, Frank, you can't win. You're a Republican in a Democrat city, and there was no way you're going to be able to be the next mayor. Well, we took a year to campaign, to talk to people about the issues that I thought were important, not just to Republicans, but to Democrats and independents. I looked at people as people. I tried to treat people like they were part of a community, and I wanted to talk to them about what could be improved in city governments to affect their lives positively. And lo and behold, over the course of a year, guess what? We won. And then a year went by, and I was told, you're never going to get your promise of a tax cut passed. It's impossible. You've got 11 Democrats on the board, 2 Republicans, and 1 independent. I said, forget it. It's never going to happen. But guess what? After trying and trying and trying, in the first, we got the first tax cut in the city of Manchester passed in a decade. And I think we did it by being very clear about the issues that I was going to focus on as a mayor, talk to people in the city about what they wanted in terms of represent their mayor, and worked with people to get it accomplished. And it's not easy to get something done when you happen to be in the minority and you've got a supermajority from the other side. But I convinced enough people, Republicans and Democrats, that reform, tax policy reform, was necessary in the city. And guess what? Democrats agreed. But it took a lot of work. It took a lot of convincing. And I think the city is better off because of the policies that we instituted over the last 4 years. But prior to that, I served as an alderman for 4 years, and prior to that, I served as a state legislator, where I learned your word is your bond. And when you make when you look someone in the eye and you say, this is how I'm going to vote, this is what I'm going to do for you, you better mean it. Because this is New Hampshire, and people expect you to be honest and forthright. And if you change your mind, you better let people know. Now, we have today a Congress that I think is not listening to people. I think we have an administration that is not listening to people. We have our own members here in New Hampshire who are not listening to the residents of New Hampshire. And I think that's very counter to what we feel is important in New Hampshire. We all feel that you should be accessible to your constituents, that you should absolutely be able to convey what your constituents are asking you to do on their behalf. And from time to time, if you agree or disagree with your constituents, at least be in the room, talk with them, talk about your differences of opinion, and try to do your very best as a representative to do the very best you can to represent people's interests. We don't have a Congress today or a representative that is doing that. And that's part and parcel why I decided to, in May, make my announcement that I wasn't going to seek a 3rd term for mayor in Manchester, which is something I could have done, a job that I enjoyed. And said I want to put myself in a position to help more people in this state by reflecting your views and your values in Washington. Now, I'm not looking to be a member of Congress for life. I believe in term limits. I believe that the power ultimately rests with people. And I believe this election is not about me, but it's about you. It is your ability to make your voice heard. It is about your ability to make change in this state and in this country. And if it can happen in Massachusetts, it can happen anywhere in the country. Now, I don't know how many people happen to catch the WMUR UNH poll, but so far a snapshot of the voters says that I'm up 10 points against Carol Shea Porter, 43% to 33%. but it's only February. The way I run campaigns is like we're one vote down, like we're always behind, and we're going to do everything we can to earn each and every person's vote, because this is a serious job, and it's something I'm asking to do, not because I want to do it for me, but because I want to be there to serve each and every one of you. And that's what I promise to you, that I will be your representative, not a politician, but a representative. And what that means is we get to interact, we get to talk about how you want me to represent you in Washington. I invite everyone to town hall meetings, regardless of party affiliation, and allow you the opportunity to come and question me on anything you want. And if you think I'm doing a bad job, you have the right and responsibility to let me know that. And I tell people, if you don't like what I'm doing, you can fire me. And I think more people who hold elected office should be able to be forthright and direct with the people that they represent. Because it is a privilege, it is an honor. It's not about power, it's about reflecting your views and your values in Washington. And I want to tell you a couple of things that I think are going on in the country that need to be addressed. We have a debt and deficit that are